Grace and peace, friends and family. Hello, and how are you doing? Welcome to another conversation. This is Joy, Pink Girl Teaches, and I wanted to talk to you today about gaslighting when you go no contact after narcissistic abuse. This is common. This does happen, but we're going to get into some reasons why you should continue to go no contact and why they would gaslight you, what you could expect. What does this look like? And have you experienced it? Let us know what that looked like and, how did you handle it? But first things first, let's establish that no contact is for your benefit. It's never ever to be used as a means to manipulate a narcissist. The truth is that you can't out-dirty them. You can't outdo them at playing in the dirt. They will simply drag you to another level of, what? And you just, lose your own essence as you play in the mud with them. And you can't lay down with a pig and roll in the mud and come out clean. You will ingest some of that toxicity. And so no contact is for your benefit. And, it's part of your boundaries, really, protecting and preserving who you are and who you are becoming. It allows you to create that space so that you can heal, so that you can begin the process of sorting through your emotions and your experiences and taking another step forward. It's never to get them to miss you, because the truth is they don't miss the person. They don't miss you. And I think one of the difficult parts about narcissistic abuse or being in a relationship with such a person is the reality that you were not even a real person to them. You were just a thing that they were able to get what they wanted from. And once, at least once I was able to just accept it for that. And again, it's a very harsh reality, but it's almost like you break through a barrier and you're able to transition to another stage of your healing journey. But, you'll never get them to miss you. They'll miss what you offer. They'll miss what you provide. They'll miss the supply, the fuel. They'll miss your presence, the energy that you bring, your vibe, but never you. You going no contact is not going to change them. It's not going to make them suddenly have an epiphany and realize that I need you in my life. That's a lie. They don't need you. And you most certainly don't need them. A lot of times it feels like you have to hold on to this person because you almost get an illusion that they were providing you with something. And even though they may have been doing something, if you really consider what they were providing, you can do it on your own. You can do it on your own. They condition you to believe that you can't. And that's part of that indoctrination process so that you would stay as a cult member. And we coming out of that. You can do it on your own. You can be bad all by yourself. You see, when you start to entertain things like trying to manipulate them, getting them to miss you, trying to change them, it becomes a game. Whether you're playing chess or checkers, it doesn't even matter. Those are games. And we're not doing that. We're recognizing that this is our life. We have one life to live, and we're going to make the best of what we have. And that includes letting go of what does not serve our highest good. There is no way that you can change them. And so there's nothing profitable there. And anyway, when it comes to change, somebody has to want better for themselves. They are perfectly happy right where they are. Leave them there. You can't get their attention by going no contact, and it's a complete waste of your time. And so it's really important that when you go no contact, you establish reasons why you are going no contact. Your why is very, very important, because along the way, they'll hover you. Along the way, the gaslighting will happen. And not only will outsiders gaslight you, but you may even gaslight yourself. And that's why it's important that you establish that you can't, the reasons that I listed before are not productive ones. Those will not serve you well. And if you decide to go no contact for those reasons, you're always going to give into a hover. That will lead you down a dark path, because when you give in, you're gonna, they'll devalue you even worse and discard you even harder than before. It's not profitable. And there's simply no out manipulating a narc. It's all about games. And, the tragic thing is that if you end up together again, you might not make it out. That's the worst case scenario. And that's what some other people have faced. And I'm not saying that would be the end of your life physically, but in many other aspects it could be. Because life with a narc is not life. The narcissist simply will want to regain control. They'll hoover you, reach out to you on special days, send flying monkeys. And so this is why your why is so important. Remember how you felt in that relationship. Remember how you felt when you were being devalued. Remember how you felt when you were discarded. Yeah, the good moments may have felt so good, that love bombing, because it was rare. It wasn't as much, it didn't happen as often as the devaluation did. And so it may seem like it was more significant when in actuality it was breadcrumbs. You deserve more than that. So you'll find that the narc will, sometimes they put on a show on social media and have all these pity posts and people come to their defense. This is why blocking them is important. It's also, letting some people know, especially if you have mutual friends or even your own friends, to let them know, or family, associates, that I'm not talking to this person. We are no contact. I don't want to hear about them. Keep that to yourself. And that's a boundary that you have to respect yourself, and for some people who have to gray rock the narcissist because you may be raising kids, you may be in business dealings or, something. Be very clear about your boundaries. But then this is where now the gaslighting comes, because they will they want to make you look like the toxic person. And this is why establishing your why is important, so that you do not cave in, you do not gaslight yourself, you do not second guess yourself, you do not doubt yourself. You see, gaslighting is always a form of manipulation. And for it to be successful, you must believe that you are protecting yourself. You must believe wholeheartedly that this is the right thing to do, and you must believe in yourself. Even if it's faith as small as a mustard seed. Think about how big a mustard tree goes, or how big that tree grows. Think about the potential that little seed has. That's your whole life ahead of you. It can blossom and bloom into something magnificent. Take that step, that leap of faith. Create a list of all the reasons why it's in your best reason to go no contact. List all the reasons that you have why you must be no contact. What did that relationship look like? What are you going through? How are you fighting for your survival, essentially? And then list the reasons why you should go back. What did it really offer you? Did it produce anything that was life-bearing, that was yielding purpose, or anything viable, anything of real substance? Don't look at the shallow things, that you don't have somebody in the bed with you, or you missed that touch, but like really real reasons, real value. They don't produce anything. That's why you must, your why is important. But what happens with the gaslighting is that they'll make you feel guilty, like, because the narcissist has so much charisma and is able to dupe and deceive so many people, you end up looking like the bad person, the toxic person. They end up having this whole pity show. And if you fall for it, or if you give into it, should I say, and you react, like, let's say, to a smear campaign, or, they've set the stage, to get you to react, and you respond like that, then you are going to look like, that she's problematic, he was right, or she wasn't lying about him. You feed into what they're doing. Everything about them is manufacturing drama. It's a stage play. It's a fantasy. It's all about them. And you've got to take the reins back to your life. It's difficult for many people. I've been for some time, as much as I can. There are instances where I have to gray rock, and then I have to go no contact when with raising my children. But essentially, it's all for primarily their protection as well as mine. And I say protection, emotional, mental, that stability, that health, that peace of mind, that clarity. You'll hear things said like, but like, this was your spouse. You have children together. Well, that's not my experience with that person. And here's the thing. What happens sometimes is that you have to remember, when people are friends with people, let's just say with a narcissist, right? They may see one side of that person, but who they present themselves in an intimate space is totally different. So there are different dynamics at play here. So stick to what you know is your truth. It doesn't matter what they're projecting. It doesn't matter what facade they're putting out on social media or in real life or wherever outside of you. Know your truth. Just don't gaslight yourself to believe that you're missing out on something. You're missing out on nothing. You escaped the Bates Motel. Stay out. They will gaslight you based on what the narcissist is feeding them. And it's all manipulation. At the end of the day, you must remember that your life is important. You matter. This life right now is not a dress rehearsal. There is no pause button. There's no rewind. There's no repeat. This is it. The narcissist will likely apologize sometimes, but with that apology, you must believe, best believe, it's a lie. The apology is never sincere. It is always a form of manipulation in itself, just to get them what they want. Yeah, they'll come through with those crocodile tears. Boo-hoo-hoo, woe is me. Yeah, you can expect that also sometimes. It means absolutely nothing. Remember, lights, camera, action, showtime. That is what life is with a narcissist. Everything is one big show. And sometimes you're performing in the Bates Motel. Get out and stay out. They come through with that false flattery and congratulate you and compliment you and devalue you. And this is all just to gaslight you. None of it is sincere. None of it. They're playing on your cognitive empathy. They appear to understand what you're feeling, but none of it is sincere. And the worst part is when they send somebody else to do this, so it becomes abuse by proxy, knowing that this person that person's empathy will come through and it'll be sincere. There'll be no narcissistic smirk that will come out. There'll be no narcissistic stare that will present itself. The narcissist knows these things, and they count on you falling for it. This is all manipulation, all gaslighting you and just playing you for a fool. You are so much better than that, and you deserve better than that. Oftentimes, when you come out of the relationship, we look at time lost, and then we also get moments of loneliness. But listen, you were lonely in the relationship with a narcissist. Let's be honest. Those were one of my loneliest times. And there's nothing worse than being with somebody and being lonely. It's like being in a crowded room and still being lonely. Like I said, you can do bad all by yourself. Don't let them gaslight you. Your why is so important, and being no contact is a vital step to breaking a trauma bond, to breaking a soul tie. You have to sever it at that root. I'm sitting here and I'm just having this conversation with you. When I said sever it at the root, the story in the Bible where Jesus curses the fig tree, and it just came to me, so I don't have it on my mind right now. But he cursed the fig tree, and I'll always wonder, why would he, curse it at the root and cause it to die? But if you remember, it wasn't even in season. But that's where we know you're to have a word in season and out of season. You're to be ready in season and out of season. The love that you deserve will be there for you in season and out of season, in your good times and in your bad times, when you are up and when you are down. This is not that love. This is a self-serving love. This is a love that takes and depletes from you. This is a love that produces absolutely nothing. That's why no contact. Yeah, no contact has to be primary. And so protect yourself from being gaslit. Do not gaslight yourself. You're doing the right thing if your why is correct. And even if your why is not correct, but you were with a narcissist, please understand that I get why you may feel that way, because you may want to get payback. You can't outdo that fool. It's time for you to focus on yourself. You're more valuable than laying down in the dirt and rolling and rumbling and trying to fight this thing. You'll never win. But when you win is when you get up and you dust yourself up and you take that next step, even if you don't know where that next step is leading to, but you can take a step forward. Even when you don't have the energy, take that step. It doesn't have to be a stride. It can just be a baby step, but keep moving forward. Keep coming from behind. Keep rising, fearless warrior. You've got this. God is within you. You will not fail. I want to thank you so much for your time. God bless you.